Welcome to Artist Spotlight on Life 97.5 FM, where we chat with a gospel artist, gospel recording artist, doing things wherever they are around the world. And we don't have to go far today because we're right here in Bimshire, right here in Bim, right here in Barbados. And we're chatting today. I'm Kristojay Paul, and we're chatting today with Aleah St.Hill. Hello, Aleah.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, Krista. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm good. Good to meet you. I've been seeing good things and hearing good things about you. So happy to be able to meet you and to chat with you for Artist Spotlight and feature you today.
Yes, please. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, Aleah, tell us about yourself. You're obviously a young woman, and you recently released your first single. But before we get there, and congrats to you on that. Happy to see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so before we get there, tell us about Aleah. Who is Aleah St.Hill?
Okay, just to give a bit of background information about myself, my real name is Aleah St.Hill. My middle name is Aleah, but I chose to go with Aleah, just kind of to have a different identity, you know. And I'm 21 years old, well, almost graduate of the University of the West Indies. I just finished off my degree a few weeks ago, and I said I was 21, right? Just want to be sure. But I started singing from the time I was about 7, 8-ish, and I've been singing ever since at my local assembly. I am a member of the New Testament Church of God Barbados at Kingdom Empowerment, and I've basically been singing at my church from as long as I can remember. And I also do worship leading at my church and also at the national level for New Testament.
Wonderful. That sounds pretty good. So you are a born again believer of Jesus Christ. Do you remember do you remember where and when you got saved and how it happened?
I remember vividly because it was kind of youngish. I gave my life to Christ when I was 12 years old in 2011. I was attending the law school. And I remember telling my pastor, Pastor Burke, I really feel this need. Bishop Burke is my pastor, just speaking at my pastor, you know. I remember telling Pastor Burke, I feel the need to get baptized and I want to give my life to Christ because I felt like this strong calling on my life from the time I was young. Like I grew up in church. My family was very church oriented, so I had that good Christian background from at home and stuff like that. And I remember telling him that I feel this need to get baptized. And that year, I remember it was about 7 of us that got baptized at that convention that year, and it was like, Lord, like this, it was a good experience because I had my friends. We were all around the same age, and we all made that decision to give our lives to Christ at just that young age, like 12, 13, around then. And our pastor, he was very proud of us, and he made sure that he would give us good discipleship, sent us through the discipleship program, and he mentored us and made sure that we were equipped and ready to make this commitment. So yeah, it was a pretty cool journey.
That's good. That's good. And how has it been since? Because you know when people get saved at a young age, you know, they still go through the teenage years and have some maybe a bit of rebellion or something. But how has the journey been for you?
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it was easy or it was like a right through the park because it wasn't. There were times when I wasn't sure if this was what I wanted to do, if I made a mistake, because I understood like the responsibility that came with giving my life to Christ, and I wasn't sure that I was ready to make that commitment. But because I had such sound leadership in our church, our pastor made sure that he gave us and he opened up different opportunities for us to, like do different things and to become involved in church and ministry and stuff like that. And that's what I would say that's what kept me in church and as a Christian for all this time.
Yeah. Amen. Wow, that's good. Thank God for good pastors, yeah?
Yes, please.
That's good. So shout out to Bishop Burke for sure.
Yes,
oh man. All right. So you were singing all this time. So what happened now at 21 years old for you to do your first release? What happened?
Pastor Burke again, Bishop Burke again. He was on the mission. And he was telling me, I really want you to have the opportunity to sing, because I know that this is where God is calling you to be, and this is what he's telling me he wants you to do and stuff like that. And at first I was like, I think it would be pretty cool to do it, but I didn't really have a vision in mind of what I wanted it to be like or what I wanted to portray. I was kind of pretty much clueless. But then I reached out to Alex Blackman, and we had a conversation about it, and then he put me on to Sharian, and that's how Sharian and I got into contact. And then she
Just for the audience, Sharian is gospel recording artist Sharian Mon, that is.
Yes,
right.
Sharian. Sorry. Yeah. I reached out to Sharian and I told her, well, I really want to open up my avenues for singing, and I want to go just beyond worship leading at church, and I want to do more with my singing abilities. So I reached out to her, and she was so nice, so courteous, so helpful, and she guided me along the journey pretty much.
That's wonderful. And so you've been a part of her passion project as well, yeah?
Yes, please.
And how's that been?
It kind of, at first I was a little timid and a little scared, because I was the first person to be a part of the passion project. So I was like, I need to represent well, and I need to make sure that I represent for myself and everybody else and her as well. So it was kind of a little pressure, but I think I did well. I think I did well.
That's good. That's good. All right. So you've gotten this far and you're ready now to do your first release. Tell me what the songwriting process was like. Clap is the name of the song. What was the songwriting process like? Did you write the song? Who wrote the song? How did you come about the melody, etc.? What was it like for you?
Well, the funny story about it is that I didn't actually write the song. Sharian Mon actually wrote the song for me. And when I reached out to her, this was about August, September last year. I told her, well, I want to start singing, but I am not too sure like how I'm supposed to do it, how to write. And I was a bit clueless and stuff like that. So I told her, well, you can write a song for me this first time so that I kind of get the gist of it and understand how it goes and what it's like and stuff like that. So that's what we did. So she wrote this first song for me, and I performed it. And the process, it seemed a little long in my opinion, but apparently it wasn't that long. It was an awesome process. Recording, going in the studio, it was so much fun. I enjoyed every moment of it. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I can't wait to keep doing it, going in the studio and recording and being able to share my heart and stuff like that.
That's wonderful. That sounds really, really good, Aleah. So then you were recording it. So what have you learned from the process now to take it to the next single?
What I can say that I am learning right now is to be confident in my own skin and confident with myself as a person, as an artist, like not being timid or a little shy, but being able to express myself through my music the way that I would normally at church. Because worship leading and then a recording artist is just two different platforms. So being able to find balance between the two is kind of my thing right now. So
that's good. That's good. Yeah. How would you describe your style, your singing style?
I can't say that I have a particular style, but I know that I gravitate more towards the worship leading. I guess that's because of my background. But if I'm being brutally honest, I love worship music, if I'm being honest, but I prefer like the more soca and reggae, and that genre of music is my favorite to listen to. So it's kind of contradicting when I like to worship music, but I like to.
That's fine. That's fine. Listen, there are many artists, gospel artists, who record one thing and then they're still trying to find their way even after. So that's fine. The main thing is to know what you're about, and then you'll find it and run with it. So yeah.
I'm trying to.
All right. So, what you're go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying I'm trying to find my sound.
Right, right. Okay, that's good. That's the main thing. So what would you say then to 21-year-old girls out there who are looking at you now and saying, wow, Aleah, you know, she's stepped out and they're afraid to step out themselves. What would you say to them?
My advice as a young Christian, I'm going to go from the Christian perspective and then from the artist perspective, sorry. So as a young Christian, I'm going to say because that God has called us, I'm going to go with my favorite verse, Jeremiah 29:11. God has a plan for us. He has a purpose for us. God knows what he's doing when he created us, and he's designed us for a specific purpose. And I think that is important as young Christians and young women, for a matter of fact, is that we follow God's purpose and God's plan for us. Like, we have our own plan for our lives. We have an idea of what we want to happen, stuff like that. But I think it's very important that we follow God's plan, because any plan that he has is far greater than the one that we could create for ourselves. So I think it's important to follow God's plan and just build that good relationship, that solid relationship with Christ, and stay rooted and grounded in him, because that's where we find strength. That's where we are capable to do anything that we could ever imagine. Yeah, in Christ.
Amen. Amen. And you're saying as a gospel artist, no?
And as the gospel artist, I'm gonna say, don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to express yourself and be yourself. Like, be real and be honest with yourself, and also get into contact with good mentorship, like persons that are already in the industry that will be able to help to groom you and guide you along the way and show you like the process that you have to go through and the things you have to do. Surrounding yourself with good people that do those things. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Where do you see yourself from here in another year or 5 years?
In another year to 5 years, I definitely see myself recording more, expanding my genre of singing, not only worship leading, but a recording artist. But I still want to be a good worship leader at the same time. But I think in the next year or 5, I will be recording a lot more. Definitely, recording and writing. I've already started the process. So.
Fantastic. Wow. Congratulations to you, Aleah. How can people get Clap? Where can they get their own copy? And where can they find you as well?
They can find Clap on YouTube and on SoundCloud at Aleah St.Hill on both of those handles, on SoundCloud and on YouTube. And if not, you could check my Instagram. The link is in my bio, Aleah St.Hill. You can check my Instagram, and the link is in my bio on Instagram.
And just spell the Aleah for them, because I know it's a different spelling from what many will be used to.
Yes, please. ALEAHSTHILL. Aleah St.Hill.
All right, Aleah, like Leah in the Bible with an A before it.
Please.
All right. Thank you so much, Aleah, for sharing with us today. And listen, people need to go on out and listen to Clap, written by Sherry-Ann Mon, who was a producer.
Sherry-Ann Mon is actually the producer, Passion Project.
Wait. Sherry-Ann Mon produced this song. You see, we need to know that. I remember when I interviewed Sherry-Ann, I remember her saying that she was, playing around with producing and so on. But to actually know now, then that's good. So congrats to you and to Sherry-Ann, and we wish you all God's best as you just step forward and step out. It's a new beginning. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Kristojay. Really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. God bless. And listen, everybody, going out and listen to Clap and link with Aleah St.Hill. Thank you so much, Aleah, gospel recording artist, right here in Barbados. Her new release, first release, Clap. Listen. Thank you.
Thank you.